Lending a hand. The pressure you feel building in your chest, your knuckles white as you turn the corner, only to hear that dreaded sputter. The foul word on repeat in your head finally makes its way out of your mouth. You've run out of gas. I'm sure those are the same emotions the nameless man experienced that day. Humans deal in day-to-day mishaps, well, day-to-day. Most times all it takes is a small, kind act of another to help you make it through. I started my day like any other kid escaping school duties during that summer, only for the worst to happen, being put through trials and tribulations like no other. Then 2 years later, learned that I had experienced something so meaningful that day. This is the day my dad taught me about the simple act of lending a hand. It was a sweltering afternoon, the summer after 6th grade. To escape the heat, my sister and I decided to go to a $1 showing of the movie Rango. Our parents handed us a crisp $20 bill and we would make the short distance to the theater. Shortly after the showing and the habitual stuffed animal claw game, we walk outside to see my dad's 99 maroon F-150 already pulled up to the curb. We live only a 10-minute walk from the theater, but Dad always insisted on picking us up in the evenings. We pull onto the main road we live off of, and about 3 minutes later, spot a man beside his car in the median. Gas jug in one hand, other hand on his head. We could tell he was distressed. Without hesitation, my dad pulls into the median behind the gasless car. A quick exchange between my dad and the man, and suddenly he's sitting behind me in the bed of the truck. I would like to say I'm a pretty patient person, but in this instance, I had no time to waste. All I was focused on was getting home and playing The Sims. The 7-minute drive was aggravation-filled as my sister fussed about wanting dinner, and I had realized I wouldn't be home in the next 20 seconds. The tension was high. We pull up to pump number 5 and the man swiftly fills his jug. Another 7 minutes back down the road, and we arrive at his car again. A thanks and a handshake are exchanged outside of the truck as cars speed by us. I could still taste the salty butter on my lips, and my stomach releases a thundering grumble, reminding me that I could be home by now, enjoying meatloaf and rearranging my mansion. Needless to say, I was relieved we would be home soon. It wasn't until years later, when recalling this event, that it made an actual impact on my life. One day I passed another car, pulled over just down the street from where we once stood. Remembering this occurrence made me so proud of my dad. I recalled being so annoyed with him in the moment for making us take an extra trip, which took 20 minutes max. Now I saw the situation in a completely different light. Thinking back on the experience in whole, I was so impressed with my dad for doing what he did. He simply took the initiative to turn someone's day around. From what seemed like any fun summer day, to an inconvenience to my 11-year-old self, to learning an incredibly valuable lesson, and one that will stick with me forever. In very few words, my dad was able to understand and acknowledge someone was in need, and acted upon it selflessly without second thought. That day, my dad taught me the true importance of lending a hand.